What a matchup!
And what a team, Mike. Metro PCS and the iPhone SE for $0 on a network that covers 99% of people in the U.S. Oh, impressive.
Play with the best. Switch to Metro PCS on an unlimited LTE plan and get a 32-gig iPhone SE for $0. Metro PCS. Coverage not available in some areas, plus sales tax. Claim based on talk and text. Not valid for active numbers currently on the T-Mobile network or active on Metro PCS in the past 90 days. See store for details and terms and conditions.
Hi, I'm Stunning Stella Cheeks.
And I'm the Enigma Erin Klein.
And this is Not Your Demographic, a feminist wrestling podcast.
Shockingly, those exist.
Welcome to the podcast, everyone.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how we're starting.
All right, great.
I like that we have a whole intro up top, like a pre-recorded thing, and then we don't actually have a...
Yeah, we have no way to transition in.
Heels and Heels has it, like, down pat. Other places do, too, and we're just like, meh, whatever, hi, welcome.
That's why we have the bumper at the beginning. Hello.
Hello. My grad teacher was like, you should always put the date and a timestamp and all this stuff at the top of the podcast, and I was like, I'm not doing that.
Absolutely not.
There's a date when it comes out.
Yeah, it's... Your podcatcher gives you all of that information.
I'm not wasting my time. I'd rather waste your time with a story about how I'm not going to do it.
Absolutely. That's on brand.
How are you?
I'm good. I had a good week because it was primary season in Chicago.
Why is that good for you? I mean, I am also somebody who is very active in, like, getting people to vote and stuff, but why is that good?
Because it means that we are marching ever closer to November,
okay.
And that's, like, the goal here. So I am glad that we hit our first marker. It's been nice. It will be nice to, like, get through... Like, I'm happy we're on the other side of the primary, because really all the primaries are is just, like, a bunch of infighting about why didn't you pick this person over this person, and, like... I'm gonna vote for JB even though I don't want to, because...
Yeah, I voted for Chris Kennedy. I did not vote for Daniel Bryan.
I did.
He's too Bernie for me.
I get it.
Hot take, everybody. If you don't remember, I fucking hate Bernie Sanders.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I hate him so much.
I mean, to be fair, you may have also fallen victim to the propaganda that was put out by the Russians about him, because that also exists.
Bernie Sanders?
Yeah.
No. I, like, listen to interviews of him actually talking, and then I get mad because he's actually not as liberal as... Or he's liberal in some ways, but he's also, like, a huge fucking dick.
He's also from Vermont.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
So...
He's very Vermont.
He's had a lot of fun things to say about Chicago, and a lot of fun things to say about black people, and a lot of fun things to say about guns, and also, like, the economy is not the only thing we should be voting for. Everybody. Anyways, I hate Bernie Sanders. It has nothing to do with the Russians. It has directly to do with the things that come out of his blustering mouth.
That's totally fair.
Sorry.
Yeah. My biggest problem with him was that his campaign didn't coordinate with any of the community organizers, which is racism. So it's not great also. Anyway.
Pritzker, like, whatever, I figured he was going to win. I voted for Chris Kennedy, but I was really happy that Kwame Raoul won. Mm-hmm. I'm really happy that he won. So that's exciting. And there are other people that are good that they won.
Yeah, and, I mean, we still gotta make it through the general, so... Yes.
This is just primary. This is a warm-up.
This is just a warm-up. Also, if you can hear the sound of my voice, you should fucking vote in November. And if you should vote in your primaries, if they haven't already happened. I've, like, not been militant about it on the podcast, and, spoiler, I will be. I'm a huge dick about vote. I made Michael get up and vote. I sent him all of this stuff so that he could request his ballot by mail, and he did not. And then the morning of, I was like, what's up, buddy? Time to get up and go vote. He was like, I don't know, it's just the primary. And I was like, I will literally write down who you're gonna vote for, and you can just walk to the poll place. He was like, okay. He was like, don't be mad at me, forgive me for not voting. And I was like, no, I do not forgive you. I am disappointed. He was like, okay, I'll vote.
We had a nice, lovely walk, and we early voted.
You're smart.
I love Illinois. I don't know how other places do it, but Illinois has great early voting. It's open for a
so
long
awesome.
time. There are tons of places.
Yep.
The people that work there are hella nice. There are never lines.
Mm-hmm.
I love early voting.
And
it's
you can request
the fucking best.
You can request a ballot by mail in Illinois for any reason. You don't have to have an excuse. You don't have to be out of the state or anything. Like, you can just get one.
There's something fun about, like, going and voting, though.
Yeah, well, like, I was telling you when we saw each other earlier this week that my ward representative sent me an email and was like, hey, do you want to request a vote by mail packet?
You pester them.
Well, yeah, I want to make sure there's not lead in my fucking pipes.
It's fair.
It's important. The water commissioner suddenly resigned, and I was like, I need to know what's going on with my pipes here, all right?
Oh, yeah, that was one thing that I did a lot of research on. I was like, why? Oh, now all of a sudden I have to research water commission.
Mm-hmm. It's important.
All right.
It's super important.
I know.
It's like
But
the
it's those
judges.
things-
Everybody thinks that they're just like, I'll just randomly pick one. Like, nah.
No.
They're really important.
Because you might accidentally vote for somebody who is in Playboy, which is fine, but also has no legal experience. It's fine that you're in Playboy, but also, like, you need to be, like, bar certified.
I mean, whatever. There are worse judges.
That's true.
There are a bunch of judges who are certified by bars who are, again, racist. And
Well, yeah, that's why you
terrible.
have to check the actual bar association,
Yeah.
and then the, like, LGBT bar association, and the women's bar association, and the Hispanic bar association, and the, like, black community bar association. You have to check them all.
Yep, exactly.
Gotta cross
See,
examine.
and that's why I like it, because I'm a nerd. I like doing this stuff. I like the voter prep. I think it's interesting. Politics are fucking bullshit and horrible, but if voting didn't matter, then they wouldn't try to make it illegal, and they do. So it does fucking matter.
Though there are statistics. I read an article, I can't remember from where, I can find it and link it, that there has been a big sweep across the nation where more states are doing just like, what's it called? Voter registration.
Automatic voter registration.
Automatic voter registration. Yeah. And overall, voter access is becoming easier, even though people are trying to, like, fuck it over because people are becoming so aware of it that they're, like, fighting back. Right now, we're in an uptick of good shit happening in that way.
Yeah,
so, like,
that's true.
Gerrymandering and things. So, like, knock on wood, things are getting better, at least making voting easier.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's, like, a one good thing that's happening in America.
That's true. And
Right
you
now.
should exercise your right and use it and vote, because it's...
But also, our president did call Vladimir Putin to say congratulations on winning your quote-unquote election. LOL. Happy primary season.
Oh my god. Shoot me in the head.
Oh, that's the most insane thing. There's, like, a lot of insane things happening, but, like, he, like, actively called a dictator.
Oh
It
my
was like,
God.
congratulations on your free and fair election. That's insane.
Oh my god, he's the fucking worst. Oh, I have another recommendation too. Michael and I started watching this show on Netflix called Wild Wild Country. You won't like it. It's about a cult, but it's really, really, really good. We're like halfway through it. When we started it, I was like, oh, it's the perfect intersection of our interests. Michael's interest being religion is bullshit, and my interest being cults. And so we're like, oh, we'll watch. This is a good thing we can watch together. And we started watching the first episode, and I was like, oh, I think I know this. Oh no, this is different than I thought it was. And then it got like 30 minutes in, and I was like, uh-oh, I definitely know this cult, and this is not gonna be good. Or like, this is going to end very badly for all of these people. It's really, really good though. I'm really enjoying it. And like, the woman who, Ma Sheila, who's like the person in command of the cult, basically, other than the religious figurehead, sits down and talks to the interviewers and like gives like, at the beginning she's like, I have nothing to lose, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, oh, okay. So it's very good. I've really been enjoying it. And also today is National Poetry Day, so I wanted to recommend Dana Smith. I just finished Don't Call Us Dead, which was heartbreaking and wrecked my soul. It was
I don't get poetry.
very good. Also, his poetry book, Black Movie, I just finished it today. It was also very, very good, and I would definitely recommend.
I truly just don't know when you start talking about poetry.
I know, that's okay. That's fine. I feel that way when you talk about comic books sometimes. I'm like, I like these, but I just can't saturate this much information about comic books.
That's fair.
How are you? How's your week?
I'm good. I am on spring break,
Woo-woo!
which actually means nothing because I still have to work, but, like, I'm not in school right now.
I mean, relaxing, sort of.
Sort of. Except for I've been having, like... So I feel very confident about planning my wedding in all aspects, mostly, except for the bridesmaids' dresses, and I'm having, like, full meltdowns about them on a daily basis. My wedding is 13 months away for everybody
Right.
Like, I have a lot done already. I have, like, way ahead of most brides, and I have, like, meetings, and I know pretty much everything that's gonna happen, and, like, have a budget, and I just can't fucking figure out these dresses, and it's stressing me out.
I mean,
it's fully, I don't know why this one thing is, like, freaking me out. It's the worst.
Yeah. I mean, you also have 7 bridesmaids, and so you have to pick something that's going to look good on everyone. And also that you're, like, conscious of the way that it's going to look in photos, and that's part of it. And so
there's
it's
just, like, a lot that there's, like, more that goes into a bridesmaid's dress than, like, I have had, like, several meltdowns about it.
It was, like, the one thing I had figured out when we started planning the wedding. The only thing I had figured out.
I've signed contracts. I have, like, tons of stuff done already. Just this fucking thing. But I did, one of my classes, I thought I was going to get an A- in, and I got an A in. So I got 2 A's.
Congratulations.
Double A's.
Sure.
They are. It's double A's. I got 2 A's. It's double A's.
No, I was going to make a joke about the best size, but that's not the best. I mean, it's a fine size.
I thought you were going to make, like, a greatest man in the world joke because it's, like, Austin Aries.
No, I was definitely making a bra size joke. And I was like, this is not fully realized, and it's not a good joke, so.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Now you know my process.
Yeah, that's a terrible joke.
That's why I stopped.
Well, you kind of stopped. You kept going. Let's talk about wrestling.
Yay!
What wrestling thing are you wearing?
I am wearing my this fascist.
Jeez.
This wrestler. I was like
reading
it upside down. Like, I don't know. This armbar.
Mm-mm.
Man, I'm
leaving it all in.
Good. You should. This is terrible. I tried to read it upside down. And
this wrestler
just can't.
Armbar is fascist.
See, you had to pause for a second, too. Once you get into the groove of, I can't say this sentence correctly, it's, like, impossible to say it. Yes, I'm wearing my Zack Sabre Jr. shirt. I chose this shirt completely by random, because I was like, you know what? I love this shirt, and I don't need to have a reason to wear it, so I'm going to put it on.
I thought this was a conscious choice.
Nope, just put this on accident, and then at work today at Twitter, I was like, I should check the New Japan Cup tournament results. Guess who won? Zack Sabre Jr. So this worked out very well for me.
Sure did.
He is the first ever British man to win the New Japan Cup, and he's the first Gaijin to win it in 12 years. So it's also, like, an exciting win. So I'm very excited about Zack Sabre Jr. I want all the best things for him. He's the best, and I like that he's political as fuck, and he's still getting booked all over. And
political as fuck.
I think that's awesome.
Well, he's also political the right way.
Well, no, but that's what I mean. Like, inside of a community like wrestling.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Political the right way from our opinion.
Right, but yeah, that's what I mean. For, like, a lot of bookers that would have been a deal breaker, like, even 15 years ago, even fucking 5 years ago, probably. Right. And so the fact that he can be, like, have a shirt about armbarring fascists.
He's just a bendy socialist.
Yeah, right? Like, you can just be a bendy socialist, and that's cool. Like, I like that a lot. I think it's really cool. And it also, like, makes me excited about the direction that wrestling is moving in, that's, like, an acceptable and cheered on thing to be as a wrestler.
This is, like, maybe a bit of a hard turn, but also maybe not. So, thing that I have been seeing more in people's tweets and just thinking about, so, like, as somebody who follows New Japan in that, like, I read the news and and the results, and I, like, watch the highlights here and there, and sometimes I'll watch, like, the big matches. You know, we watch WWE and all this other stuff where, like, they're heavily pushing this, like, women's movement, which is obviously, like, I watched 24 Empowered and I weeped, even though it was, like, a full propaganda piece. I still weeped.
Yep, I'm definitely going to watch it, and I know I'm going to sob.
I, like, started watching it nannying, and then I was like, nope, I gotta wait till I'm alone, because I need to sit here and focus and cry. But, like, New Japan has, like, no women. Yeah. 0%. And if they do come out, they are, like, just valets.
Yeah, that's all that they do in New Japan.
And I know that Japan has, obviously, amazing women's wrestling, but it is, like, heavily segregated.
Yeah,
and I know it's a different culture, but, like, as a wrestling fan who is very keyed in on women's wrestling and the evolution of women's wrestling in general, not just in WWE, like, how do you reconcile that?
Well, I think it's hard because it bothers me that there's not more women on their cards or involved in their show at all, really. But also I saw somebody else say this once, I don't remember who it was, on Twitter, that in order for New Japan to integrate women, they would basically have to raid all of the women's promotions. And so I think it's kind of a double-edged sword. Like, it is already really heavily segregated, and because of that, all of these companies fill really different niches inside of wrestling in Japan, and the only way to integrate would be to combine companies. And I don't think that's a good idea, because their audiences want such different things. And so I don't think that it could succeed if they really like heavily rated a bunch, like they could bring in a whole new crop of women, I guess, but that's a commitment I don't know that New Japan will ever even be willing to think about.
But obviously Japanese audiences do like integrated companies, because like when
like DDT exists,
well, and when like WWE goes over there, like people are excited about the women and the men, and like so I don't know, I just think it's interesting because New Japan often gets like a lot of praise, and well-deserved praise, but also like
that is part of the reason that if I have to pick something else over New Japan, I usually will, because there's not any women's wrestling. Like, I used to watch a lot of New Japan, and I watch it much less now because I watch a lot more women's wrestling.
That's fair.
So I think that that's also part of it with me, is that I'm not a diehard fan, and a lot of my favorites aren't there anymore. Like, Nakamura was the reason I started watching it, and so it's been easier for me to be like, I don't need to keep up on everything on New Japan. I'll just watch the things that I like for now, and if I like more stuff, I can watch that later. But I'm pretty much always going to choose to watch women's wrestling. Right. So it's little here, a little there for me.
I don't know. I guess just for me, as somebody who's like very outside, maybe people will watch it or like pulling their hair, but like it seems like something at like Wrestle Kingdom having, I don't know, teaming up with Stardom or something and having a featured match is like, I mean, they team up with ROH and have featured matches. Like, it seems like they could figure out a way to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, that was just like, it was just popping up a lot, and I was thinking about it, and I just wanted to know your opinion.
Yeah. Good question.
So there's that.
Good
Zack
question.
Sabre Jr. shirt.
Yeah! What shirt are you wearing?
I'm not actually wearing a wrestling shirt.
I was going to say, I don't think that you are.
No, I'm not. So we are recording on Wednesday because we had to change our schedule slightly because of my school. But I am wearing a cool Sunnydale High School shirt because Buffy's great.
Is it getting rebooted? Is that what's happening?
No, I just have this shirt. I don't know, maybe. I hope not.
I saw something today that they were considering doing a reboot. I don't know if it's with the original cast.
Why does everything need to be rebooted? Some things are just fine.
I mean, I've never watched Buffy. I don't really know anything about it.
Here it is. Joss Whedon is terrible as a person, and we've all figured that out. And like, we're like, yeah, we don't need any more Joss Whedon stuff. But Buffy is incredible.
Okay.
Also did have a lot of female writers on that. So, like, let's just pretend Joss Whedon had nothing to do with it and focus on those ladies.
Fair. The only episode of Buffy I've ever seen
is the musical.
No.
Oh, really?
No, it's not. It's an episode.
Where do we go
it felt like an after school special where they were teaching you not to drink or have sex. It was very weird. Buffy is sad for some reason and then goes to a bar and 4 different men are trying to get her attention and like try to get her to pay attention to them. And I watched it and was like, I don't understand. I've told a couple of people who were all like, you watched literally the worst episode of Buffy. Forget that happened and go back and watch something else. But it was like such a bizarre episode. And I watched it when we lived at the Greenview apartment and we went to the Oasis at like 3 a.m. that day. And it was me and I think Emily, and there were like 4 dudes standing around us trying to talk to both of us, and I was like, this is too real right now, and I'm gonna go home. It was just such a weird coincidence, and so it's like burned into my brain. That's all I know about Buffy.
Oh, Buffy's so good.
Someday I'll get there, I'm sure.
Probably not. There's so much to consume.
Yeah, I would rather rewatch The X-Files.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm probably never gonna watch The X-Files. I watched some of it, and I was like, this is weirdly scary. So
yeah,
I'm gonna stop.
It's way too scary for you.
I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, not for you.
I'm afraid of everything. But not vampires. I can handle vampires.
I was gonna say, I could give you a list of like 5 episodes that you would like, and that's probably the extent of it.
Yeah, I already watched 5, and I feel like I'm good. I also have to watch things in order, so it's hard to be like, okay, I have to go back to season 1.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
get it.
News. That WWE Empowered thing is worth watching. When they made a commercial, I was like, really? We're gonna call it Empowered? It's funny because like, I obviously applaud them, and I'm excited and cry when they do all of this, like, stuff. And, you know, I know they like to pat themselves on the back and say, first ever, but it is true. It is the first ever. It is important. And, like, they do beat us over the head with it, but it also is historic. It, you know, it is true. They're just, like, you know, branding it.
Right. And, like, the only reason it's historic is because you guys have prevented this. Yeah, exactly.
But it's really emotional to watch, like, all those women in the room together and have, you know, people talk about it. And they really only interviewed people who are on the roster now. We get to see, like, everybody talking. Yeah. I guess they interviewed Lita, and they left her Time's Up stuff in the Empowered thing. So
that's good.
I'm surprised they didn't say anything about it, but, like, also not that surprised.
Yeah.
They completely rewrote Carmella winning Money in the Bank. And I was mad about it for a second, and then I was like, fine. If we're all going to agree to just rewrite it and forget about it, if in next year's Money in the Bank video package, we just gloss over it, and, like, from then on, we just pretend that didn't happen, if we all agree about that, if we actively choose to erase that, I'm actually fine with it. I got mad, but it's like, okay, we made a mistake. Let's just erase it. What would you rather do? Get mad about it every time, or just be like, yeah, Carmella did win the first one? I'm gonna be mad
about it every time. I was there, and it was my birthday.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's much like when we talk about the, like, WrestleMania, like, pre-shows. Like, they're not on the Mania. People who go back and watch them, they're not gonna know. Like, if we just erase that in the lore, then people will be like, oh yeah, Carmella first Money in the Bank. The end. I got mad for a second, and I was like, I'm fine with this rewrite of history.
Whatever. It's fine. We know.
I know, but I'm fine pretending that we don't know.
Yeah. And
I'm fine to move past it.
Yeah, and I bet when they cut this fucking thing, they were like, oh yeah, we really did need a shot of her holding the thing at the top of the ladder. Like, yeah.
I mean, they have it because they do have that shot because they did it a second time.
No, that's what I mean, is that putting that together, like, if they had to be like, empowered, here's a woman getting a briefcase dropped into her hands, like, that was probably a nice kick in the teeth for them. Like, ooh, yeah, we did really fuck this up.
Yeah, so I had that moment and I was like, I'm fine with it. Ugh. I want to be mad, but I rather we just move past it.
All right.
But it's worth watching.
Fair enough.
And you will cry.
That's good. Maurice has a new blog. She's blogging for people about babies. So if you have interest in Maurice or babies,
is it going to be like an ongoing thing?
Yeah.
Because that baby is coming out any moment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she started doing it recently. I only know about it because Renee Young talked about it on her, she, like, as like a throwaway comment, was like, my friend Maurice is blogging for people about babies. And I was like, what? So that's all I know. But I know that she is blogging for people, which is exciting. Like, good for her. She should have other, like, revenue sources other than WWE. I think that's smart.
Well, they flip houses.
Well, yeah, I know that. But I mean...
And she's got that reality TV money.
Mm-hmm. That's why she can write for people. She's a people.
She's a people. Mm-hmm. Mark Henry is in the Hall of Fame.
Yay!
I was, like, delighted by that. I've never been, like... Yeah, Mark Henry, but I've always just, like, liked him. And, you know, seeing Big Show say Mark Henry's just, like, a genuine guy, this, that, and you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, Mark Henry, you deserve this. And also he's been, like, toiling in this, like, is he retired? Isn't he retired? He's not showing up, but he's there, but he's under... And, like, this is just a nice way to be like, you're retired, you're in the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. We've moved past it.
Yeah, because he officially retired, like, only a couple months ago.
Right.
And so WWE must have been like, all right, time to do it. Like, good. He's worked his ass off for this company.
For sure.
And will continue to be a brand ambassador literally till he dies. Like, he's not going to fuck up and fuck anybody up or without being told to do so by the WWE, I guess.
Do you think Big Show will go in next year? Do you think he's going to retire? Because I heard that he is retiring.
I mean, sure. I wouldn't be surprised. He's old and has been doing this for a super long time. I guess. Do you know where he's from?
Nope.
Because it's going to be in New Jersey next year, so I wonder if maybe...
But like, Mark Henry's from Texas, and, you know, they didn't put him in last year.
Yeah, I know, that's true. That's why they're waiting to put... Bam Bam Bigelow was rumored that he was going to go in this year, but he's from New Jersey, and so they're waiting until next year to put him in.
Is Christian in the Hall of Fame?
I don't think so.
That's some bullshit.
You know who else isn't in the Hall of Fame? Owen Hart.
Well, there's, controversy there.
He should be in there.
I know, he absolutely
If he died
should be.
in your ring, he should be in your Hall of Fame.
He absolutely should be, but I understand because they're like, oh, we can't avoid controversy. Ugh. But there's like literally 100% no reason why Christian should not be in there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%.
There's like no, like, even though Owen Hart should 100% be in there, Christian,
It's because Christian went on to win world titles at TNA, and Vince is pissed about it.
Yeah, but we are putting Jeff Jarrett in the Hall of Fame.
That's because they got him sober.
He is like the reason TNA.
I know. Quite literally, yes.
Just saying, it's time for us to move on. We did the ultimate deletion this week. It's time to move on and give Christian his fucking... The Dudley Boys are in there, and they're the only one. They're also in the TNA Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, it is bullshit.
Daniel Bryan is cleared to wrestle.
Yep. I will say I have never had more normie non-wrestling people text me about something ever. That they were like, hi, what's going on? Everyone's freaking out about wrestling and I'm confused. And I was like, here's the Reader's Digest version.
I would just like to say, you're all welcome that Brie Bella exists.
For real. That was really moving. It was a really beautiful speech.
I'm just saying, I know some of you people out there are like, oh, Brie Bella, blah, 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 blah. You're welcome. In our Lord and Savior Brie Bella, she gave you your deep right back.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
She, not only gave him back to wrestling, probably literally kept that man alive for, an entire year, basically, which is... bananas.
What will make you happy, a baby? Here's a baby.
That's absolutely right.
I mean, I know they wanted a kid anyways, but still, here's a baby.
Right, exactly.
Your baby, she's smiling. Are you happy now?
I loved it. I love that he cried when he talked about her. I love that he just seems so happy. I'm really worried about his brain, but...
He got cleared by everybody in the goddamn world.
Not the guy who wouldn't clear him. They went over his head and had somebody else clear him at WWE.
Yeah, but one guy. I don't know.
That's the thing with me is that is a little concerning. But at the same time, I said this on Twitter, and I think that this is absolutely true, that I don't think that WWE cares about CTE other than as a publicity thing.
Right.
And... Daniel Bryan is the ultimate publicity at this point, and they are super concerned about his brain not doing a Benoit. That's their number one concern. Not just because he's extremely popular and is now coming back after this big retirement, but he's married to another wrestler whose identical fraternal twin sister is married to John Cena. There's no way in shit they're gonna let Daniel Bryan do anything that they think is going to harm John Cena in any way. If Daniel Bryan murders his wife and child, that's not good for John Cena, and that's what WWE cares about. And so it's weird to be
I think they do care about the Bellas and Daniel Bryan, and also people not getting murdered.
Well, I feel as a publicity thing, that's what they are really concerned about, because John Cena is the money behind that company, and that's what moves WWE is money. And I think that there are people in WWE who care very much for these people and really, really want them to do the best. But WWE as a company exists because of money, and the board would not clear this.
Bellas are money too, and Daniel Bryan is money too, and John Cena is less money now.
Well, John Cena exists outside in the popular culture.
I know. I'm just saying WWE is callous as hell, but I think that is a lot.
I don't think it's the only reason that they're doing this, but I do think that it's a huge factor in the fact that they allow him to wrestle knowing that it has these spider webs that if it goes very badly, really impacts people who are really important to them.
Yeah,
that's what I mean by
that. But also he did go to all of these doctors around the entire world, and I feel like they're one guy that they went over, he's probably being extra cautious because it's his job to be extra cautious. Yeah. They're not letting Paige wrestle right now, but they're letting Daniel Bryan wrestle. They're barely letting Nikki wrestle, so I
but
assume...
they let Angle wrestle. That's
but I think at this point they're like, Kurt Angle, your life is in your own hands.
He's wrestling at Mania!
Yeah, but his thing is more
against Triple H!
His not a huge CTE thing. It's his, like, neck.
Yeah, but
stuff.
so is Paige's. Hers is a neck thing.
Yeah, but she's a baby, and Kurt Angle is, like, an Olympic gold medal. I won a medal. His whole thing is I have a broken neck, and I've always had a broken neck.
Yeah, true.
Also, like, he was wrestling at TNA right before he came over to WWE, and WWE is like, you can't wrestle here. And he was like, I've literally been doing this from the moment I walked away.
Yeah, but he can't stand up straight. Like,
I know, but it's
wrestling.
I agree, but it's also, like, it's a harder sell for them just to be like, nah, he can literally be like, I've been doing this the whole time. I can handle it. I mean, I don't love seeing Kurt Angle wrestle because it's scary, but I'm just saying, like, they're different arguments.
All right.
I am just saying, well, since we're talking about TNA, Impact, I know it's not TNA.
3 minutes, all right.
3 minutes.
Let me pull the timer up.
Feast or Fired, which is actually a really fun pay-per-view, and Impact has a lot of dumb gimmicks, but Feast or Fired, I think, is a good gimmick. Yeah, especially considering how many people they always have to get rid of, so the person that they fire is usually somebody that they have to get rid of anyway.
True.
Opens with Sami Callihan. He was fighting against Falaba, and he won against him, but he was going to hit him in the face with a baseball bat, but then Eddie Edwards came out with his fucked up face and was like, get out of here with your baseball bat. I don't care if I got a messed up eye. So that's kind of nice that was a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened, but it happened. I guess they just iced the shit out of his face. Austin Aries was giving an interview, and then El Patron came in and was like, welcome to Impact. I'm here now. I brought you a gift. It was a steak. He, like, flopped the steak in Austin Aries' face, who just aggressively ate a banana. Patron was like, you need meat. And Austin Aries said, I get everything from bananas, thanks.
God damn it.
The bananas are great. There's a backstage segment with Allie, who's the new champ, and Kira Hogan, who was like, congratulations, this. And Braxton tried to, like, get with Allie again, like, hey, can we talk? And she was like, I have some things to think about on my own. So she totally dissed him. There was no Allie championship anything this week, which was kind of weird. The only women's segment was that. And then there was a really good match between Taya and Rosemary, which ended in a double count out because they were so focused on beating each other up. It was really good. There was another Road to Valhalla out on the outside. This is a fire feud. It's amazing, and I love it. But it was weird that Allie won the championship and then hasn't really done anything with it yet.
That's doing the NXT where you just hang on to it and you're like, well, I
got
this.
That's weird to me.
Yeah, true.
The Jimmy Jacobs Abyss stuff is actually really great. And Father James Mitchell came out and gave a great promo to Jimmy Jacobs and was like, I have to thank you. Like, I thought I lost my son, but you reignited him. Here's Abyss. So they're going to fight in a Monsters Ball next week. I got 2 tickets to the ball, to the Monsters Ball. It was stupid, but also I like it. They fired Chris Adonis and a phone call and Eli in the back. They were like, this motherfucker's gone. Fire him on the phone. It was dumb, but also, like, very convenient. I was right about Bobby and Cage. They're definitely going to do something. They had this whole segment where Bobby was yelling at him and Cage was just staring at him, which was very effective. LAX, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Josh Matthews is Matt Seidel's spirit guide.
What?
He's fully his spirit guide. Hughes gave him the Grand Championship, which I guess is probably how they're going to get rid of the Grand Championship. This was very dumb. Josh Matthews is the worst, but it made them both, like, effective heels in this way. And also Sanjay Dutt freaking out on commentary because Josh Matthews is the spirit guide was gold. Sanjay Dutt is so good. I know he's a really good wrestler, but he's actually fucking so good on commentary.
Nope.
I mean, I have one more thing to talk about, so we're just going to do it.
All right, I'm going to stop my timer.
Here's the thing. TNA was terrible for a little bit, and it's actually upticking again. So, like, 3 minutes is hard to talk about.
You and your TNA,
It goes up. I mean, is every episode we watch of WWE not good? No, it goes through dips and ups, but people just watch it because it's WWE. Well, I stick with Impact, and sometimes I'm rewarded, like a very fun Feast or Fired match. First of all, Trevor Lee's partner, Caleb, whatever, who is just like another guy from North Carolina, is slowly turning into Trevor Lee. They have the same matte black gear now. Mm-hmm. And he's growing his hair out a little bit, and he's got like the start of a fluffy little beard.
Oh, jeez.
And he's like slowly turning into Trevor Lee, and it's very funny to me. The 4 people that won the case, Petey Williams got case 2, Moose got case 4. After EC3, he was gonna like do a suicide dive and made the whole like thing, like how the Usos like, and he just like hit the ropes twice and then tried to grab the case and slipped, which was not supposed to happen, but it was actually very funny. So Moose has case 2. EC3 got case 3 after low-blowing Tyrus and then using Tyrus as a stepping stool to get the case. Obviously, that case is going to be a fired case, right?
Yeah,
like,
obviously.
That's gotta be. And then Eli Drake got case 1. So Trevor Lee was up getting case 1. Eli Drake, who actually looked like, sometimes, Eli Drake's a heel, so sometimes his wrestling is always not the focus, but Eli Drake is a very good wrestler. So he hits the gravy train on, like, everybody else left in the match. Trevor Lee is up, about to grab case 1. Eli Drake runs up to the top rope, grabs him, German suplexes him off the top rope. Trevor Lee flips completely over, so, like, lands on his face. And then Eli Drake grabs the case, but there's this weird, like, chunk of hair on his back. Because when he did the German suplex, he ripped a chunk of Trevor Lee's hair on his back. And because he's sweaty, because he's been wrestling, it just fucking stuck there.
Ew.
And Eli couldn't get it off and was, like, trying to celebrate that he won the case. But, like, he suplexed him with such force that he ripped a chunk of his hair off.
That's bananas.
And it was dope. I'm sure it sucked for Trevor Lee, but it looked awesome.
He's got a little patch now.
I mean, it was a not insignificant amount of hair.
That's crazy.
It was stuck to Eli Drake, and he, like, couldn't get it up. He was, like, trying to be in the moment, but was also like, ew, 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 ew.
Other people's hair is the fucking grossest thing to have on you. It's disgusting.
It was a very good match. And obviously, like, Petey Williams, I don't connect with him as, like, a personality, but he's a phenomenal wrestler. Like, he is the Canadian Destroyer. It's a dope-ass move. He's a great wrestler. It was a very fun match. Feast or Fired is a cool concept.
Yeah, it is a good concept.
Like, I really like it. And I also, like, there was only one tag team in the match. It was the Carolina, whatever their name is. But none, there's X Division Championship, a title match for the main belt and the tag, and then, of course, Fired. But none of these people are in a tag team, so whoever gets the tag, like, that'll be interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like Feast or Fired a lot. It's probably the only gimmick match in TNA that I enjoy. That's not true. I like the X Division thing where they're on the X and they have to, like, crawl around the X.
I like the monster spell, but it's just a...
It's just a match with spikes and shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a fancy Hell in a Cell. That's all it is.
Without the hell. Yeah. Or without the cell.
Well, yeah.
It's not fancy at all. It's just, like, a regular match with a bunch of shit on the ground.
Have they done them inside of cages before? Because I feel like...
I'm sure. Yes, probably.
Okay.
I mean, they do cage matches, too. It's just not like, the hell of no cell. I mean, it's just like a cage match.
Yeah.
Which is, like, the same thing, except for there's no ceiling, I guess.
Yeah.
Everybody makes a really big deal about Hell in a Cell, but it's, like, just the same thing.
Yeah, you literally just can't climb out of it? I guess that's the point. I don't know.
Yeah, and I guess you can walk around the outside. Whatever. Monsters Ball, I don't like Congo Kong, and I never have. Even, like, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but I've never gotten over on him. He's been in AEW a bunch. I'm just not a Congo Kong guy, but Jimmy Jacobs is doing it. He's doing it and making the storyline work.
I did not get Jimmy Jacobs when he got fired from WWE. He was just a dude to me. I'd never seen him as an indie wrestler, and I, like, totally get it now.
Yeah, he's fucking dope.
He's cool.
He is cool.
He's extremely talented.
It's not cool? Taking all of the fun out of the Mixed Match Challenge. And I'm not just talking about because Biggie and Carmella did not win the fan vote because all of you are fools.
Who did win?
Finn and Sasha.
Oh, I guess I'm not surprised by that.
Didn't you watch it?
Yeah, but I had to, like, watch it and then run over. So literally I had to, like, miss part of the match. I missed, like, 3 minutes of the match.
Oh, well, they won the fan vote by 40%, which is, like, a lot. But also, like, did they make an 11-minute video about peck meat? They did not. You're all fools.
They should just have Carmella be with them all the time after she loses the briefcase.
Hell yes, they should. The fun is gone in the Mixed Match Challenge. First of all, to put the streak on the line is fucking dumb.
It was the dumbest decision.
For so many...
It totally ruined it.
It totally ruins it. And so, like, Charlotte and Bobby, I guess there's a world where Finn and Sasha win, but, like, they're obviously just gonna... I don't like the Mixed Match Challenge. This seems dumb.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna say. Because you know, part of the reason we watch wrestling is because the storylines and this, that, and the other thing. But I liked that the Mixed Match Challenge was on its own and was just like this fun thing that we're doing for charity. And I don't like that it's probably going to be fodder to go into WrestleMania.
Oh, it for sure is.
It's fucking 15 minutes. Why can't we just have a 15-minute fun thing?
Yeah.
It just sucks. Like, first of all, they're now making, like, everybody a fucking love thing, which is fucking stupid.
I know. I'm disappointed that everyone wound up going that direction.
I guess except for, like, Miz and Asuka.
Yeah, true.
Because she's just, like, furious at him.
Yeah.
It just sucks. Like, so it's just, like, Asuka wins.
Yeah,
they're
Asuka has to win.
They're not going to let Asuka lose her streak on the Mixed Match Challenge the week before WrestleMania.
Yeah, for sure.
So this just became very predictable.
Yeah.
And also less fun.
Yeah.
It's just not as fun.
I just don't understand why they made the decision to tie Miz to her. Like, it's the perfect excuse if he gets pinned that her streak doesn't end. It's so stupid that they made the decision to tie them and just hammer down on it, like, every week. And she keeps saying, it's my streak, but WWE and Michael
all
Cole
of commentary
keeps saying that it actually it ends her streak if he gets pinned. Like, it does not. It's infuriating.
It's fucking dumb.
And it felt predictable when we realized that Alexa and Braun were Connor's cure, and they may have originally been the people scheduled to win it because they're Connor's cure.
And also because it's Braun.
Yeah, and that would have been predictable in a way that, like, LOL, roll my eyes, whatever.
But
and
this is coming from somebody who, like, Miz is the best, Miz is the greatest, I love him so much, but Miz and Asuka are not that fun of a team.
No, they're not at all.
Braun and Alexa were really fun.
Yeah.
So if they won, they were kind of like, other than they're having like a romantic storyline, which is the only one that I like, other than that, they were like the perfect example of what the Mixed Match Challenge should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is just dumb. And all the, like, the Mixed Match Challenge started out so fun and then just has been on a steady slope of like, back on their bullshit.
Worse and worse. Yeah, exactly.
Which is just disappointing.
Mm-hmm. I had such low hopes for it at the beginning because I thought it was going to be dumb, and they surprised me, and I was so excited about it. And now I feel like
duped.
Yeah, I feel duped, and like I knew this was going to suck, and I'm mad that you made me think it was going to be good for like 6 weeks, and now I'm pissed about it.
Yeah, it's trash.
Dumb.
No, it's not trash.
What?
205 Live.
Yes.
I mean, the Hideo Lindsay match was like, fine, whatever. And in a DQ, who cares? It basically was just set up for a number one contender match,
right,
which is something that they needed to do, so they have something to do after WrestleMania. Blah, 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 blah. Drew versus Ali.
This match was really good.
I think that the Cedric Roddy match as a match was better. Mm-hmm. But this was just what we said like last week. It's just win-win. Like, it's just good.
Yeah, absolutely.
All of this is just good. This whole tournament was good. And before this tournament happened, we were like, just do the Cruiserweight Classic again. And then they did, and it was fucking great.
Yeah,
and
they did a great job.
Taking them off of Raw was fucking smart.
So smart.
Because it makes people want to tune into 205 Live in a way. Because if you are watching, and I don't know if that's true by viewership, but like if you see a throwaway match on Raw with these Cruiserweight guys, you're like, well, there's no reason for me to tune into 205 Live because that was dumb.
And they're gonna do the same thing. It's just gonna have the other person win. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like, shit, this has
like
stakes.
It feels like must-see wrestling.
Yeah, there are characters that I can't see anywhere else. This has stakes. This is like the only place I can see this belt. It's fucking great.
Yeah, I like it. I think they're doing a great job with it.
Who do you think's gonna win the belt, and who do you think's gonna be the number one contender?
I don't know.
I genuinely don't know.
I don't know.
My gut says Cedric.
My gut says Ali, honestly.
Oh, we have a bet that this was gonna be on the pre-show, and I do not think it's gonna be on the pre-show anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I can see why it wouldn't be. I can also see why they would put it on the pre-show, but it is, again, a really dumb PR move to put the one title where it's two men of color fighting on the pre-show.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Not great optics. Also, this match is gonna be dope.
It's gonna be really good.
Yeah. Like, this should for sure be on the main card. It deserves to be on the main card. Both of these guys deserve to be on the main card. I'm so sad about Drew, but he's so good, and they clearly trust him, and so I'm, like, not worried that he's gonna have more opportunities after this.
He will be fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who do you think's going to be the number one contender?
Who's in the match?
Everyone else?
I thought he only listed like 3 or 4 people.
I know, he did. I know that one of them is Buddy Murphy.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Buddy Murphy.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, because he said he was so great from NXT. He was so great, I want to invite him back. I honestly thought he was going to say Roddy and was kind of excited for a second. And then was like, oh, Buddy Murphy. I like him too, I guess.
He needs a permanent spot on 205 Live. I actually was like, what do you mean from NXT? Is he not just a part of this division now?
I guess he is now.
Yeah.
He has to weigh in every week still, I guess. Maybe that's why he had to weigh in every week, because he wasn't officially part of the roster yet. Once you're in there, like, whatever.
I like that they have stuck with Ali about his storyline being, people might hear my name and think one thing, but I'm here to change it. Mm-hmm. Because that is, like, historically, like, just the opposite of what WWE does.
Yes, absolutely.
Because they trade on stereotypes, and this is, like, them not doing that. Mm-hmm. And I'm very happy about that.
And it's like a direct reprimand of, that is what they did with him when he first premiered. They did make him a villain. For,
like, not very long, but they did.
Well, it was because they dropped 3 brown dudes and made them all villains at the same time, because it was him, Arya Daivari, and Jinder all at the same time got introduced, and all of them were bad guys.
Right.
I think it's good that he's continued to stick with that, because it was like an immediate change. Like, they got so much shit for it, and I'm glad that they chose Ali to be the, like, guy who could turn around and be like, why does everybody boo me? Like, I was a cop, you guys should love me. Like, which is true also. It's, every time they mention the fact that he was a cop in Chicago, I'm like, please don't say that anymore. Yeah. The suburbs, he was the suburbs, which I find even more weird that he was a cop in
What suburb?
I don't remember. I know it was one of the suburbs.
There are a lot of them.
Yeah, I know. It was like close Chicago land, not like McHenry. It was a satellite of that sort.
I'm very excited for this match, and I'm really excited just, like, for these 2 people.
I agree. They both really deserve it.
They very, very do. You know who deserves it?
Your transitions tonight are ridiculous.
Well, what? I'm the only one that has to transition, or else you just stare at me.
Well, yeah.
Look, I'm just trying to actually, like, make it seamless.
Okay. All right. All right.
You deserve to get it the way that Ciampa deserves to get it. I am the Johnny Gargano, and you're the Ciampa. You're a dick.
Awesome. I will take it.
Everyone loves me, and you're a dick.
Well, that's fine.
That's fine. I like that he talked this time and was, full disclosure, like, we watched most of this. We didn't watch the final match between Adam Cole and Cassius Ohno. Wild prediction. Cassius Ohno wins because Adam Cole told Undisputed Era they could stay in the back, but then they all come out and beat him up.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Sure. I agree.
Whatever. I love that the only things that Ciampa said was, he's gone! Also, did like the crew give everybody those Johnny Gargano signs? There were a lot of them.
I don't know, honestly.
It seems like they did.
I mean, a lot of those people do really like
That's true. And a lot of those people are the people who go all the time.
Who go every time, right, exactly.
But it's just like such a good visual, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, that's what the Cesaro section thing was just like an organic thing that happened. So
right. But I'm just thinking because they like taped this in like a couple days that it would make sense that they were like, keep doing that. We need this for the visual. Because it's like a build. Like this is the 3rd time he came out to try and talk. Yeah. He couldn't talk. He yelled, he's gone. Then Johnny Gargano was wearing a mask and was like, hey bitch, I'm here.
And guess who's not gone?
Guess who's not gone? Except for he is gone because he got dragged away by the security police. I don't know. They're not real police. They're not real security.
You're
security
right.
police.
Sure.
So obviously, they're gonna have a match at TakeOver, right?
Right.
They have to.
They've gotta. I've heard some people say
Even
that
if,
they were gonna stretch it out to Money in the Bank's TakeOver because it's Chicago.
Right.
But like, they should be on the Mania weekend.
Yeah, they absolutely should.
We've had this slow build for like a year now. Was time.
Ciampa actually cleared to wrestle? Because he hasn't done anything like crazy physical. Like obviously like he's been in the ring, but like is he like actually fully cleared? Because if he's not, then it would make sense. But
I think he is. I'm pretty sure he is fully cleared. I'm almost positive.
He's so muscular now.
I know, it's bananas.
So muscly.
So weird.
Kyle O'Reilly was not funny on ROH, right? Because I don't remember him ever being funny. And Kyle O'Reilly is very funny as part of the Undisputed Era.
He was really funny in New Japan.
Because he's killing it right now. Because, like, Bobby Fish is, like, hot daddy, whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then Adam Cole is doing his, like, story time with Adam Cole baby thing. But Kyle O'Reilly is just, like, playing the air guitar on his
I'm a weirdo.
thing. And just, like, making weird comments during the promos. And it's just, like, being a fucking weirdo, and I love it.
In the Art of War, the War Palace? No, not the right thing. The match that they had with Authors of Pain and Sanity.
Right, I'm saying in NXT.
No, I was talking, what is that match called? War Games. In War Games, Kyle O'Reilly took that chair and tried to hit someone over the head on it and, like, banged the top rope and whacked himself in the face with it. Like, that was one of the first things that he did in NXT. And it was on purpose, and it's because he's very funny. It's just a good visual gag.
Yeah, this was when he was in ROH, that's when I was, like, watching regularly, and I just, like, don't remember him being funny at all. I just remember him being, like, dirty, sneering white boy who's a good wrestler. And now he's, like, dirty, sneering white boy who is a funny guy and also a good wrestler.
I don't know. I remember him being funny in New Japan, but maybe that's just because I laughed at his dirty, scowling white boy character, because I don't find it, because he's got a baby face. Like, I don't believe him as, like, totally dirty scowler. I believe, like, I'm a prankster and a jokester and I'm funny, and then I'll punch you in the face.
I love it, especially next to Bobby Fish's, like, cool, stoic, hot dad.
Hot dad, yeah.
Does he have kids? He's just got a daddy vibe.
I mean, he does have a daddy vibe.
It is weird as hell that Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch lost to a thrown-together last-minute team.
The people who won the first ever Dusty Classic were Finn Balor and Samoa Joe, a thrown-together team.
That's true.
So they do love that. They love to throw someone in the mix.
Are they unintentionally, like, building a Roddy and Dunn thing?
It feels weird. Like it. It really does. It's very bizarre. It's
working, but also, like, I just feel bad for Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch because they're, like, really good and they get the, like, shaft all the time.
I know, they totally
They put on really good matches, and the crowd fucking loves Oney Lorcan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which I don't totally understand, but, like, I enjoy watching him wrestle. I just don't totally get why everyone loves him so much.
I mean, I like Pete Dunne, and I like Roddy more, like, with every passing day.
I agree. Like, every week I get more and more over on him. They've done a really good job with this build. But it's like they tried to throw it together really hastily when they first did this, when he was at NXT, and now it's been like, oh yeah, that's right. It took us a year and a half to get Bayley over, because you need a long time to build a babyface. Now it's like, oh, it's been like a year. Yeah, after a year, I am over on this guy, and he did earn my respect. He didn't just have to tell me that he has a sad family story. It's like, I got to watch you work your ass off and hear the sad story 100 times, and then it like connects a little more.
The next match is the Street Profits versus AOP, which I guess AOP is just going to win. Though I did not think the Street Profits were going to beat Heavy Machinery.
Neither did I. I was really surprised
I like that, but like I can't imagine that AOP is going to lose. But then it's going to be Sanity versus Roddy and Dunn. And I want to say Sanity, but also Adam Cole, like, hates Roddy, so, like, it would make sense if they were the one. I don't know. I honestly don't know who's going to win this. I want to say it's going to be Sanity or AOP just because, like, obviously. But I also could weirdly see Roddy and Dunn facing
I absolutely could, too.
Adam Cole, or,
Undisputed Era.
Undisputed Era, because it's not Adam Cole. It'd be Daddy Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Yes, correct.
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I mean, I'm not really enjoying the Dusty Classic at all, but I'm curious.
It's not long enough. It needs to be a 16-man tournament. It's just
thrown together and it's weird.
Yeah,
and the matches are short and, like, not that exciting.
Yeah, you can't just do 8
Except
matches.
for Nikki Cross. Go Nikki Cross forever.
Forever. For sure.
How did Kimberly get released and Aaliyah is still there? Because Aaliyah has had time to prove herself, and her ring work, to me, seems the same, and she has no character. She's lost the fucking cat ears, because now that's Natty's thing, and which makes way more sense, and she's just, like, there to lose?
Yeah,
I feel like Kimber never got a chance to try to prove herself on TV.
Yeah, she totally did.
Aaliyah definitely has.
And has done nothing with it. Yeah, I don't know. The more I hear about it, the more it sounds like they let her go because the whole team player thing, which, again, sounds like she wouldn't take care of her injured roommate, which again, I don't understand.
Yeah, that's like not her job.
It makes no sense to me, and the fact that she was like immediately booked by a bunch of companies right away feels like, man, you guys really slept on this because you were being petty about some bullshit. Like,
I mean, we don't know exactly what happened, but it also is just like,
it just seems very weird. It's just, it seems like they completely wasted her, and the only reason I can think of is that it was some kind of
politicking nonsense.
Exactly, absolutely. Whatever. Good for her that she's out on the indies. She can have a more successful career on the indies again.
She is going to be a King of Trios.
Yes.
That was our, which one will she go to? King of Trios. Which makes sense.
Yeah.
Ember obviously beat Aaliyah, but this was only a match that was set up to get some good Ember Shayna scowling.
Yes, absolutely.
Shayna's killing it.
She still has, like, it takes her a second to get into her groove on commentary, but I like that her instinct now is not to panic, it's to relax almost a little too much.
Yeah.
But that's better. That's the right instinct for the character she's playing.
The thing with commentary, too, that I think that wrestlers struggle with is that they come out and they have the things that they're supposed to say and the character they're supposed to do, but you also have to be kind of paying attention to the match because, like, the commentator, like, the lead commentator, like, Ronaldo has to yell like Eclipse and stuff. So like I feel like people get cut off all the time and then they have to like circle back and finish their thought, which a lot of people don't handle very well. And I think that is actually more common on like guest spot commentary, and that's just something that people have to get better at in general.
That's true. Although I like when Shayna had her last match, I don't remember who it was against, but she came out of the ring and was like yelling at the commentary team about why won't Ember face me? Where's she gonna be or whatever. Like that too, I think was another example of like she relaxed a little too much in that because she was trying not to panic about yelling at commentary. And like I think that once she learned how to curb that now, she's gonna be in like a super sweet spot. She gets
great.
better all the time, and it's nice to see like you actually have great instincts and you're really well suited for this role that they've written for you. It's really nice. I like it a lot. I'm glad she's doing well.
What do you think William Regal's announcement is going to be?
I think they're adding another belt.
They have to.
They have to add another belt. I am going to be so disappointed if it's literally anything else.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what else would change the scope of NXT forever.
I mean, it makes sense to have a match and like crown the first ever whatever at TakeOver.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Mania weekend. They got to do something.
It's got to be something.
Yeah, it's got to be something bananas. I think whatever it is, Cassius Ohno might win it, which is kind of nice.
Or Ricochet.
Yeah, or Ricochet. Maybe they'll have a Ricochet Cassius Ohno match. That would actually be
I think they'll have like a
awesome.
Fuck around with a lot of people match.
They could do a
They
ladder
don't have
match.
a lot of time to build something.
Just have a ladder match with like all the new people. Just throw them all in there. Hey everyone, welcome to NXT. There's a belt. It's new and you can have it if you can get it down.
It's new and you can have it. I hope it's that.
That would be really nice. I have no idea what they would fucking call it, but who cares? They need something. They just have too many people.
The other NXT belt of NXT. That works, I think.
Sure, yeah. Let's just another.
Talk about Raw, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about Raw. Up top, Jonathan Coachman is terrible at his job. So bad.
2 weeks in a row. Bad.
Unbelievably bad, actually.
So bad.
Like, your job was to talk on ESPN, and your job before here was to talk. Why are you so bad? Why do you keep getting jobs? How do people keep giving you jobs?
It's awful. And I don't know why he keeps...
Awful.
Corey keeps trying to put him over and be like, you're a journalist. You worked for ESPN. And he just keeps, like, hard knowing him on... He's like, I'm not a journalist. I just say whatever I want. Like, no. That's not how this works. That's the opposite of what you should be saying. You should be like, you're right, Corey. I do have journalistic integrity, and then be a heel or whatever. And I think the problem is that he wants to be a heel, but he's not the heel commentary.
No.
And he's doing a shitty job of being the babyface. Like, bring back Booker T, for real. He's fucking better than this
he's
jack-off.
Like insane, but also like did a better job.
Yeah.
God damn it, just get rid of it. Just have it be a two-man.
Michael
Cole and Corey Graves have very good chemistry. Just let them do it.
Absolutely. I agree.
The SmackDown commentary team is so solid. And I know a lot of people like make fun of Byron Saxton, but he's like the perfect babyface
so
commentary.
good.
Tom Phillips is really good in the like middleman role. The three of them have such good chemistry, and it's just like night and day. You know, Raw's supposed to be the A team, and their commentary is shit, and has been shit for a long time. We're over here on SmackDown, they're just like smooth fucking sailing because they're all fucking good.
Mm-hmm. Michael Cole has been doing this forever, and I understand that he's their industry standard, and he's the person who trains people on commentary.
Like, doesn't grow with the times. Really.
No, at all. Honestly, I cannot believe that he just shit all over the Ultimate Deletion.
Yeah,
that was
pissed me.
That was unacceptable.
That's like
you wait until the literal last minute that you're supposed to be on the air, and then the thing that you tell people is
this is going to be dumb.
You should turn your TV off. Basically, it was just and then they say later like there's this big dive. Well, yeah, because he treated it like garbage. It blew my mind. I couldn't believe it,
especially for people like. For us, we obviously know at least something of what's coming. We know what it is. But there are a lot of casual WWE fans who don't watch, or even like somebody like Nick who watches a lot of wrestling, but he's not in the room when I watch TNA. Like, he doesn't know any of this shit, and it's all very confusing to him. And so, you know, this would have been the first time that he would have seen something like any of the deletion stuff. And for Michael Cole to just be like, this is dumb. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I don't... Ugh.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
I mean, we'll get to it. I have some problems with the Ultimate Deletion, but, like, that was unacceptable.
Yeah. There's just no reason to shit on your performers like that. Why? Why would you do that?
And you're not the heel commentary.
No, you're supposed to be the straight-laced guy. Like, and the fact that Corey is the one who's like, hey...
Guys.
Don't... Matt Hardy's a babyface. Why would Cole do that? It just makes me so angry. It's just, I'm old and I don't get it, so I'm gonna do my job poorly to punish the youths, basically.
The youths, Matt Hardy, the youth.
Ugh.
Here are my problems with the Ultimate Deletion. I think overall, it actually, like, it fits in the universe really well.
I agree.
I mean, the things that get me over on that universe are less the, like, big deletion matches and more like the silly things where he like gives green beans to children on Halloween. Like, that's the stuff that I like. But this overall was really good, and the lead-in
packages coming up through the rest of the show were very true to the universe, and I liked that a lot. I thought they did a really good job with that.
I thought that Bray Wyatt did a good job. I thought, that he would be the one that ruined it, but you know who's the one that ruined it? The ref. Because there is precedent for this. Because in TNA, they did send a ref, and he fucking acted the part. He, like, they did a shot where he, like, drove up and was like, oh my god, what the fuck is gonna happen? What the fuck am I doing? And the whole time he didn't, like, this ref just called it, like, yes, he has to call it, but he would just be like, that's two. Okay, Bray, it's 2. Okay, Matt, it's 2. We get that it's 2. You are a part of this fucking weird universe. You have to do something other than just be a ref.
It's weird because
and you had that backstage segment where like he got sent to do it, and he was like, oh, like, what?
Yeah.
That was dumb.
Yeah, I didn't even notice the ref.
And I probably should have.
Man. Yeah. I feel like inside of that universe that ref should be a defined enough character. I didn't even think about the fact that I, like, barely noticed him.
It made me so mad. Also, like, another really big problem I had is that Vanguard 1 was not sassy at all. He was just, like, a drone. Like, the last thing he should have said was, like, deletion complete AF. Like, that is a Vanguard 1 tone, and I wanted him to be a lot more sassy. There was no, like, funny things written.
Yeah.
Like, Vanguard 1 was just, like, a regular drone, and that was very disappointing to me. Because Vanguard 1 is a fully fleshed out character that has a voice, and his voice was missing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also, that is not Skarsgård. That is a new boat.
Yeah, that boat's not dilapidated at all.
Is a new boat.
Yeah, it is.
I did like Senior Benjamin's cameo, and I liked Jeff Hardy's cameo too.
Yes,
that was
I did too.
Very accurate. And honestly, if this is used as a repackaging for Bray, great.
So smart.
It has to
be. They made a really big point of talking about the Lake of Reincarnation several times leading up to this, and I was surprised that they made that canon. Not anymore. It honestly, brilliant.
Well, theoretically.
I mean, even to do any kind of repackaging with Bray is a good
How
idea.
would you repackage him? Because I have an idea.
I don't know. You have to cut all of his hair off. That's part of it. That's a huge part of it, is that you have to cut all of his hair off. And I don't know what he looks like bald. And I think that would make a huge impact on what kind of character he can play.
I think that they repackage him and they essentially keep how the actor of Bray Wyatt, I think they keep his name, and I think they keep the cult mentality, but they keep him a heel, but they totally flip it into like a weird religious cult. And he's like, I've seen the light, I've been reincarnated, I'm this like good guy, and it's like the straight edge society meets the Wyatt family meets Bo Dallas's old character, and it's like this weird mash, because like you can't, Bray Wyatt is so recognizable, you can't like hard reset, but you have to do something.
Well, I feel like you could hard reset with him if you can cut all of his hair off and turn him into an IRS-esque character where, like, hard reset and just straight acknowledge the fact that IRS is his dad, because they've shied away from it so much with Bray Wyatt. It's like...
Yeah, but would an IRS character work right now? Like,
It's so different than anything else they're doing, and so different from what they've done with Bray. I think it could work, especially if you made him insane. Make him crazy, sort of along the same lines as yours, where like he's still part of his own insane universe, but he's playing a character that's more like, I'm a reincarnation of this character that my dad played. Like, I can see something like that working for him. But again, really depends on him being able to cut his hair, which I don't know what he would look like. Probably like Bo, and it would be very weird.
Do you remember when he's Husky Harris and he had like his cute little locks?
No.
He had a short haircut. He looks fine.
I just remember I only remember him having long hair. Even before it was dreaded, it was still really long.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. And it will be interesting how long they wait to do it.
I agree. Are they going to keep him off of Mania? That seems...
I think they have to.
Yeah, I feel like they have to as well. I feel like he could wind up on the pre-show.
I think they have to. I think you have to tease a new character. But again, they could just fuck this all up because it's Bray.
Yeah, exactly.
He could just come out and be the exact same character.
Mm-hmm. I also feel like they could very well use this as a time to separate him from JoJo. It's easy if they just move him somewhere else. Like, we got rid of this character and now you guys can't be together anymore. Like,
I mean, they're already divorced. They might as well just let them.
Well, LOL, pay your child support. Also,
well, yeah, but like, 'cause WWE all of a sudden cares about that stuff.
Well, they care about PR.
Yeah, but that's already been swept under the table. When's the last time anybody talked about it? I'm just saying, like...
True.
I mean, he should pay child support, but I just don't think that they think about those things. That Ronda package, if I didn't know any better, would have got me completely over on her.
Absolutely. I was watching with Andrew, and he was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And Devin, Michael, and I were all like, nope. Don't.
That was brilliant marketing. It was
great
honestly,
propaganda.
Frankly, this storyline and what they're doing and all of that, and having her show up, have that package, and then show up after Raw and do like a spot with Dana, like, they are doing it the right way. Mm-hmm. She's still Ronda.
And they're not letting her talk on TV as much, and they're being much more careful about what she's doing. And I said this too when she came out this week. I will give her credit where credit's due, that she is clearly listening to the Dream makeup team. Like, they change her look a little bit every week, and every week it works better for TV. And I think part of it is that she needed a different look for judo and MMA that is just radically different. It's like Shayna. They had to take time to figure out what her look is, and it seems like Ronda is listening and is taking what they say seriously and adapting at least visually to the role that she's playing, which is good. And like, it could be worse. She could not be doing that, and we could be staring at this person who it's like, you don't fit in this world, why are you here?
Well, I mean, the thing with Ronda Rousey is that she is pretty.
I don't think so.
She is pretty. Like,
See, I don't
well,
get
you
it.
hate her.
Well, no, even outside of that, like, I think part of it is that I've also followed her career since she was 15, and so it's like... She's got a a warm smile. She really does. Like, she is pretty. Like, she's a badass, and she's not fucking Charlotte Flair or whatever, but she's pretty, and I think that's always kind of been her thing, that, like... Not her thing, but it's been easier for male promoters to swallow
pushing a female fighter and stuff because she is pretty. And people are like, oh, she's a badass, but also she looks good when we put her on a poster. And I think that she knows that, and it's like, oh, this glam squad wants to do stuff, and also, like, I'm getting paid to be here. Yeah. You know, the UFC probably doesn't have a glam squad. Yeah, but they also, like, they did do PR with her that even then, like, her look was very different. I mean specifically, too, that she has, like, her look has transitioned into a wrestling look in a way that it's because she's listening. I think that's good. I think that that's smart. We've talked before about how in wrestling, your makeup it means something. It's a specific kind of like war paint, and I like that she's adapting into that. It gives me hope for her at Mania, even if I'm like not particularly excited about her as a human being or a wrestler. Like, I'm glad she just doesn't look parachuted in from a different universe. I think what Michael said when he was on our podcast talking about her, I think that we all should be prepared for her to not be that bad. I feel like she is training really hard, and she obviously has a very athletic background and picks things up. And that throw that she had at Dana Brooke looked really good. Mm-hmm. And like, it's not like her and Stephanie are going to fight that much. Yeah, Stephanie's the right opponent for her. Absolutely. I have a feeling I have a feeling that this match is actually going to be fine. Oh, I think that this one will be okay. It's once we get past this into next Mania and their plans for her where I'm like, not down anymore. What, you mean the rumor that they're going to keep Asuka's streak until Mania 35? And then have Ronda break it? I think that they would... That's an insane amount of time to keep a streak. Why not, That also just means that she's going to have the Raw Women's belt for the entire time, unless or you mean the SmackDown Women's belt? Oh, yeah, sorry, SmackDown. Unless she drops the belt and is like, nah, I don't need this anymore, and just does that again. But you drop an NXT belt because you're moving. You don't just drop a belt, like... Are you kidding? They would 1000% throw the SmackDown belt under the buzz. Absolutely, this is a universe where she would be like, fuck this B-Show belt, I'm going back to Raw. Absolutely, she would do that. I don't know. You don't think that they would just throw that title away for Asuka to then bring her back to Ronda? I absolutely think they would do that. I think that this is the thing that they're thinking right now, and a year is a long time. A year is a eternity in wrestling. So we can get mad about this rumor. But we knew a year ago that Roman and Brock was coming, and here we are. They do commit to some things, and they especially commit to the people that they think will make a lot of money. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not prepared to be mad about that because it's very far away. I think I have an open mind about Ronda. Part of Ronda, too, is that she's been a professional athlete forever. And so there are definitely pros to that in that she probably can do things much faster than many other people who would be training would be able to do. Her body has also been beat the fuck up for like 2 decades. Yeah. So that's the other thing. It's like, she may be good at this or better than we're expecting. She could get hurt in 4 months and be unable to ever return because her body's beat to shit. So I think that that's part of it is it's like, can she be a smart and safe wrestler on top of all the damage she's already had done to herself? I'm gonna fat shame Brock now. Okay. He's clearly not on steroids right now. Neither of them are. This was like the battle of the, like, chubbers. I'm sorry, but Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar both look real chubby, and they both were struggling. Yeah. I was like, this is gonna be the main event because can you lift each other right now? Yeah. Because you're clearly both off, you're either, like, off a cycle or completely off of steroids right now because you both look rough. Yeah, And, like, Brock is trying to re-enter the testing pool for the UFC, and that means you have to test clean for, like, 6 months in a row. So, sorry about it. He's just gonna be a tubbo for a minute, like, and he's lazy. He is the lazy bitch that Roman has accused him of being, and, like, clearly is not keeping up with what he could... And maybe is unable to. He's an old man. Like, maybe he just can't look like that anymore. Like, hey, Brock, you may be wanting to go back to the UFC, but also, you're an old man. I don't know why you think you can be cut like that and still test clean. Like, I don't think you can. It's not good. He came out and I was like, what is happening? I, like, didn't tweet anything because I didn't want anybody to be like, well, we shouldn't talk about people's weight. And it's like, yeah, we shouldn't, but also, like, fuck Brock Lesnar. He looked like a tubby monster. Roman goes through cycle because I do genuinely think that Roman is on steroids because like he really does hardcore go through cycles where he is like cut and then like 2 months later he is not cut and then he is cut and then he is not cut and I think that's
he's not getting his period, so I don't know where this bloat's coming from.
Right. I think that this is just like him like cycling on and off of whatever shit he does. And so I'm used to being like, oh, we're in a chubby phase. So that's fine. Whatever, Roman. But like Brock looked like shit.
Yeah, he did not look good.
Which is like Schadenfreude because fuck that guy.
I mean, maybe they'll...
Whatever. I want Roman to win.
Oh, yeah. I
want him to murder him dead like The Undertaker, who is not dead. But he is dead because Biker Taker is coming out.
God, I hope so. I really hope so. I've like really come around on the idea of it being Biker Taker, but it totally should be.
I want it to just be Kane. I want everybody to get their like hopes up and Kane just being like, nah, it's just gonna be me.
It's just me, guys.
Just me. I'm just like here to like rep my family. I'll wear the hat if you want. Nah, I'm Kane.
He's gonna get beat next week. It's fine.
I mean, didn't he kind of get beat this week?
I mean, in an official capacity, he will be beat next week.
I love Kane, whatever. Kane's the best, and Cena has lost his damn mind.
Cena has lost his damn mind.
Why didn't they just make him the host?
I don't know. It's really bizarre. I mean, it's because he's gonna have a match with Undertaker, that's why.
But like, why?
I mean, also, remember... I don't actually remember what it was like leading up to Roman and Taker last year. Wasn't Taker also not really there for that?
At all.
Because I remember the year before with Brie. Brie literally did the entire run-up by himself.
I mean, Taker came like once or twice.
Not for Brie.
No, I'm talking about for Roman. I think he did like once.
Right. That's why I was like, I don't remember him totally not being there. But like with Brie, he literally did not show up until Mania. And so it's...
Fuck you, Brie.
Yeah, so it's weird that they're, like, doing this weird Cena lead-up by himself, but it's not unprecedented with Taker that Cena would do this whole thing by himself.
Also he's old and let him not wrestle. I don't understand. You literally killed him.
I know. It's because it didn't work. It didn't work. They wanted it to be Roman, and it didn't work, and they're like, we can't. We cannot leave it on this note now, because we... can't use this as the
But
like,
now
social
you're just
clout.
gonna have Cena beat him again? Like, so now he's lost 3 times at Mania? Who cares? Then why did you have him lose to Bray? I don't understand. I fundamentally don't understand Undertaker's booking at all.
It doesn't make any sense. It's because he wanted to retire with John last year, and like, I know this. I know that this is why this is happening, and it doesn't make it better, but like, it was supposed to be last year, and John said no so he could be in Nikki's retirement match. And
then
like,
why did they do the hat thing?
Because it was they gave it to Roman.
It's dumb. It's dumb.
I know. And they tried and it didn't work and they were like,
I left the room last year because it was uncomfortable and I will be leaving the room again this year.
I mean, I feel like if anyone can protect Taker, Cena can do it.
Yeah, but doesn't gonna mean it's gonna be a good match.
Yeah, that's true.
It's painful as hell to watch.
It's gonna be 9 minutes long and then it'll be over.
9 minutes of hell.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. We all knew this was coming. There's no way to stop it.
I can't with it.
I mean, I would say that this could be a bathroom break, but we all know the bathroom break is going to be the U.S. title match because there is nothing less appealing on the card. It sounds horrible.
Yeah, that's trash.
I'm not interested in any of it. Like, whatever. Bobby Roode's entrance is going to be dope.
I like Bobby Roode as a wrestler. I just, like, don't care about him with those other 2 people.
Yeah, I guess part of it is that I just find him supremely boring, and it's because his booking has been garbage.
I mean, his booking hasn't been garbage in that he has won a belt and people love him and he's on a match at Mania and like I don't know what else you could have done with his booking.
Give him opponents who aren't Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like Bobby Roode still looks his booking has been good because he has come out on top of all of that. Like, yes. Bobby Roode is fine. It's just the people in the mid-card on SmackDown are mostly the people that we hate.
Yeah, and that, I think, is part of the problem, is that they don't have a mid-card that they can really rely on other than, hey, here's these guys.
Well, I think that they can rely on them in that they think that they can rely on them. And, you know, people really do still like Randy Orton.
I know,
people that are not us. So, like, they can, and they do. People do like Dolph Ziggler. People that are not us. This is just a specifically terrible match for people who are like us.
Yeah. Ugh.
I do think that Bobby Roode looks the best in all of these situations, which is good for Bobby Roode.
Yeah, it's sort of like how I felt about the booking that they were doing with Nakamura. They just kept pairing him with Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal. And
because
it's like,
the mid-card of SmackDown is dumb.
Yeah, and so I just feel the same way about this. It's like, well, we just watched you do this with these other people, and it didn't work then, and so why does it work for... it's just...
No, I mean, I agree.
It's just really frustrating. And, like, I would like to see Bobby versus fucking Ty Dillinger. Like, that's
well, he got fed to Baron Corbin. For no reason?
For no reason. Because they want to kill the 10. For no reason. It's so stupid. That's literally why they don't put him on TV, is because they don't want people to do the 10 chant. Like, I hate to tell you, it's too late.
Yeah, it's never going away.
It's never going away. Ever.
Also, like, you want your wrestlers to have characters and to get over with the audience, and then you're, like, mad when they do.
It took 5 years for him to come up with this 10 character and have the okay to do it, and it immediately got over. And then now they're pissed because they didn't think of it. It's so stupid. It makes no sense. Ty is so good and has such a strong character. Such a strong, well-defined
people like
character.
Ty and Mike Bennett, and they should be the mid-card that we're watching.
Absolutely.
Even Baron Corbin, frankly. Like,
I agree.
But, like, Randy just needs to get out of there. Retire.
Retire,
away.
bitch. I'm done.
That generation just mostly needs to retire.
Yeah. Or transition into a radically different role. Like, you've been doing this for 12 years.
I even mean, like, John Cena. I like John Cena, but John Cena is transitioning. He's in the middle of a transition. And Randy Orton is just, like, there.
Yeah. And, like, Miz has had such a drastic change in his career over 12 years.
And is also actively and continuously putting people over.
Absolutely. Right. And so I feel like that's why it works for him. But, like, unless you're doing the Miz model, what are you doing? Why are you there? There's no point for older wrestlers to stick around that long unless they are putting people over. That's why Jericho was so good.
Yeah. I mean, Miz has Curtis and Bo on TV every week. He, Finn and Seth honestly had nothing to do, and now they're in this feud. He's calling them Prince Devitt and Tyler Black, which is hilarious. The club, because Finn is getting elevated, the club is getting elevated. And I'm not saying this is all because of Miz, but also, like, if Miz wasn't there, what would be happening?
Exactly.
Like, it is kind of because of Miz, because...
He makes an active effort to put as many people over as possible.
Right, and it's because he's built his character in a way, and they've written his character in a way that they can do that, and they can be like, we don't know what to do, we'll put people in a feud with Miz because we can figure stuff... Like, Miz's character is so defined, but it is also very malleable that can be put into different scenarios, and him always having that Intercontinental belt makes those scenarios feel important.
Yeah.
Whereas the US belt on SmackDown should feel that way because it is the mid-card belt, and it just doesn't.
No, it feels completely unimportant. And which sucks.
It is the bathroom break.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, and like, after all of the work that John Cena put into making that belt relevant again, and then just immediately out the window, which sucks. Like, ugh. Boo.
Boo. Make you look real hot again.
Mickey is serving looks. Girl looks great.
Even Nick, who doesn't listen to our podcast and, like, hasn't been watching SmackDown, we watched it this week, and he was like, wow, Mickey looks... And I was like, uh-huh. She sure does.
You are correct.
Nia and Alexa for Mania are official.
Yep.
I really like that. I like that we got basically a full Asuka and Alexa match. Then the ankle lock, and Alexa's beat up, and so she's just gonna walk away with Mickey because it's heel work, blah, blah, blah. But I love that we got Nia, like, barreling out of hell, chasing her, Alexa looking scared. And I really like that we had this match was set just basically in a throwaway segment because Alexa went to complain to Angle, which Alexa has been doing for months, and Angle is always mad to see her. I don't know why. It never gives her what she wants. I don't know why she always goes to him and complain. It's not like on SmackDown previously when, like, Sammy and Kevin would go to Daniel. Like, Daniel would wrestle with it, but sometimes it would work in their favor. Like, anytime precedent that Alexa has complained to Angle, it has not worked in her favor, and he is always annoyed to see her. Like, why would you go there? You're obviously gonna get this a match against Nia at WrestleMania.
It's because the fucking commissioner's not there, so she can't appeal to anybody
I know.
else.
I just think it's funny. Like, it is a funny precedent to be like, help me, and he's like,
Literally never.
I will never help you. Now you have to face Nia at WrestleMania. Sorry, bro.
I love it. It's because he's a babyface and she's a heel.
I know, but it's just like...
Yeah, why would you
There
continue
are other
this?
heels that he, like, deals with, but he just, like, actively is pissed when Alexa is in the room with him, and I think it's just, like, a funny precedent. And I think was a great way to just be like, we're, like, 2 weeks from Mania. This is happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're being a little annoying asshole.
Right, exactly. You drove Asuka away from my brand, and you will pay for it.
You will pay! Do you think they're gonna give Braun a partner, or do you think he's gonna be alone?
I think they're gonna give him a partner, and I hope it's fucking Neville. And
I hope it's Neville, too.
I've
heard rumors that it might be my Drew Boo, and I am disappointed by that.
Really?
That has been a rumor that I've seen a couple times.
Why? Why would they hitch them together? Why would you put them on the same brand?
This is like an unsubstantiated rumor. I just want to put that out there. But I think because they want Drew McIntyre to come back, but also that would be terrible. It has to be either no one or Neville.
Honestly, truly, it really does. Unless they bring in fucking James Ellsworth for some throwaway spot. And you know what? I would be okay with that. If James Ellsworth just comes and stands in the corner and does literally nothing else.
I mean, he'll be down there because he's at Joey Janela's Wild Ride or whatever.
I still don't totally understand what Joey Janela's Wild Ride is, but apparently it's very fun.
Anyways, he's there. But, I mean, he'll be in NOLA. He could do it. Mm-hmm. But it's got to be Neville or no one.
Yeah, it really does.
Neville or no one.
And
Neville
also, it's like
or no one.
A good continuation of the, like, gag that they've built in with Braun and Alexa that's no longer happening because they're out of the Mixed Match Challenge. Like, Neville is a hilariously little partner for Braun, but is so fucking good that it would... The funny factor would immediately dissipate because people are, one, so goddamn excited to see him, and two, so excited to see him wrestle these big dudes again because he's just been fucking floundering away on 205 Live for so long.
Yeah.
I will immediately retract that, actually. He did a great job as champion on 205 Live.
King of the Cruiserweights was hot.
Was fucking phenomenal. And... deserves now to not have to do that anymore.
Agreed.
And if they bring him back, he will shit all over everyone in that division. He can't win that title again because it means everyone else is worthless.
Right.
Like, they just can't do that. And so, bring him back.
And 205 is doing really well right now.
Absolutely.
Let him just be.
And Neville wants to be on TV every week. Put him on fucking Raw every week. People like him. He's good. Ugh. If it's anyone except Neville, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
I can't imagine who else it could be.
I know, and like, who else do you have just toiling in the back doing goddamn not shit right now? Neville! He's on contract and they're not gonna release him. Like, give him the fucking belt! You took a belt away from him, give him another belt. It would be shocking and it would be awesome. The whole thing with Braun is so shocking already, like, why not throw on, like, the only other thing that could be more shocking? Ugh. I guess the only other thing that could be more shocking is if a woman came out as his partner and was like, I'm just gonna chill over here. That would be pretty cool.
It's just like Beth Phoenix. Like, also big, I guess. I'm
I'm also a giant. There are no women to tag in, so I'm just gonna chill here.
Why did we have to see Revival versus Titus Worldwide? That was a messy match.
I don't know.
I feel so bad for Revival.
I completely forgot that it
just want to move
even
past
happened.
it, but like, I just wanted to be like, sorry, Revival.
Yeah, I don't. Why?
Why?
What did they do?
Why? They got hurt. How dare they?
Too many times. Yeah, you're right.
So Sasha and Bayley is definitely getting pushed till SummerSlam. They're dragging it to SummerSlam.
I guess they are. I think the plan was to do it at Mania, but it's...
If they keep giving it spots and like if they're gonna pull the trigger and they're actually pulling the trigger to build the storyline, I think it's fine if it happens over a long period of time.
Yeah.
Because right now we're in the phase of like, we're still friends, we're figuring it out. Like, they can build it for a while. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's not even SummerSlam. Maybe it's Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go all the way to SummerSlam. I feel like Elle Collins wrote a really good article about the plan with a slow burn build to Bayley as a heel and like the pros and cons of why it works. And they made a really good point that sometimes you need a weird heel turn in order to really be a great babyface. And so I feel like that's kind of what they're trying to do with Bayley, and that the ultimate goal is probably to have Bayley be a heel-ish and then do a double turn where she goes back to being a babyface and Sasha finally goes back to being a heel. But Sasha's been a very successful babyface in a way that they don't know how to write for Bayley. And so if being a heel and kind of like pulling away from this character is going to give her more television time and make her... the thing she needs to work on the most is her mic work. And it's just easier.
Sasha doesn't have great mic work either.
But it's just easier to work on your mic work when you're a heel.
Yeah.
It just is. And I think Bayley might need that space. And like that might take her to being the next best babyface on a live show every week, is if she can just figure out how to make her promos work. I don't know if she can do it as a babyface. I think she might need a spin as a heel in order to like really work the kinks out of that. And so I like the idea that they're giving them enough space to figure out what they need for both of these characters, which I do like. It's just frustrating that it's like, man, if you guys don't pull the trigger on it, are you gonna fuck this up later?
Yeah, but I'm willing, because we've already seen an incredible feud by them and incredible matches, and I'm willing to give them space to, because we know they can deliver in the ring, but like I don't need to see the same storyline, so I'm willing to give them space and time to figure out a different way to get there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is why it's not bothering me. And also, like, Sonya and Mandy looked great during this. Like,
yes. Mm-hmm.
and having Absolution not just, like, be throwaway or jobbers all the time to build a story. I think for a secondary women's storyline, which Raw seems to be doing a lot better than SmackDown, this is really good.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. It's nice to see Raw be like, oh yeah, we have a lot of women. We should use them in multiple storylines with lots of layers. Oh, hey! Who would have thought?
I mean, there were 2 women's matches on SmackDown, but one of them was just like, put the 4 ladies in there.
Yeah.
And the other one was an amazing match between Natty and Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
great job.
People were like, not over enough on this match. Like, people were talking about the failed cash-in and blah, 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 and that's great. But this match itself, like, Natty and Charlotte put on an incredible match.
They've been fighting each other for, like,
I know,
ever.
I'm just saying, like, the
No, that's
Daniel
what I
Bryan
mean.
stuff was really exciting, but, like, this was the good match of the show. This match went for a long time, had a
really long time.
Had a great backstage segment, had multiple almost like near falls, had a great in-ring storyline, and the fact that Natty won because of like a Carmella thing, like it was just like a perfect little thing. Like there were no botches. It was just fucking great.
Yeah, they did a really good job. I was really excited for it. And like they love wrestling each other. You can just tell.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good.
And I just like that. I mean, Natty has gotten so much better in her character, and that backstage segment was great.
Heel work, like her being a heel is what really made her great on the mic. Like, I wouldn't say that she's one of the greatest people on the mic ever, obviously. But part of her heel character is that she's irritating and grating in her promos in a way, and like she's figured out how to harness that, and like the things that would make her really unlikable as a babyface, she's figured out how to be like, maybe I'll never get past this as a promo giver, but I've integrated it into my character in a way that, like, maybe that's something that Bayley needs, is something like that, where it's like, I'll never get past this tick, but if I can figure out how to make it work, I can be a better babyface later.
I was just, like, sitting there and just, like, fawning over this match, because I feel like it's been a while since just, like, on SmackDown, there has just been a solid match. Like, not on a pay-per-view or whatever, but just, like, on a SmackDown show, I am here to watch an actual wrestling match, and this was fucking really good.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
And I love it. And I love them together in the ring.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Nakamura versus Rusev, blah, blah, blah. AJ in commentary, I don't need your help. Nakamura, AJ, blah, blah, blah. We're very excited. Usos, Jimmy, Luke Harper, blah, 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 blah. Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan by way of Brie Bella.
Yeah, by
Just
way
want
of...
everybody to remember.
Brie
When people
Bella.
were like Ben quoted, like, if you fight for your dreams, they'll fight for you. Daniel Bryan. I was like, I'm sorry, who said that?
Mm-hmm.
Brie Bella said that.
Brie Bella said that.
Brie Bella is your real hero. Brie Bella has saved the day.
It's true.
Brie mode.
When I realized that Kevin and Sammy, like, when they were all in ring together and they're, like, having this thing, and I was like, oh my god, he's gonna fire them, blah, blah, blah. There was, like, this split-second realization of, he's gonna fire them, they're gonna be the people who do the first in-ring action with him.
Which
and
was
I
good.
started sobbing. It was just, like, it's such a... I'm so happy it was them. It was the right decision to make it the two of them.
Well, it's the right decision in many ways. Like, they have this history, which they have alluded to, plus they have the history on SmackDown for the couple months, but also, like, they're not gonna hurt him.
Exactly. Like, they care so much about him, and they are the perfect people to trust. Like, even Daniel Bryan, of course, before this has been like, I've developed a new style, I'm gonna wrestle differently, and I'm gonna have low impact to my head, and then immediately it leaves like, quack, quack, right into the turnbuckle. I'm gonna do a missile dropkick. Face on the canvas. And so, like, knowing now that, like, he has no control and will probably never be able to stop himself, Kevin and Sami were the right people to be in the ring with that and be like, oh god, we can do this. Everybody can do this. And Kevin did such a good job of, like, they didn't enjoy it. I love that the characters didn't enjoy that they had to beat the shit out of him and were, like, screaming and crying. Like, it was just... they were the right group of 3 people to do this
and
together.
This is another story that's had to build over, like, months and months and months. And if you're on Twitter, you should follow Myth Gifts. It's MITH Gifts. They had a really good tweet chain. I'm just going to read some of it because they pointed out some brilliant stuff. They said, Kevin and Sami were so amazing in the segment. Unlike their beatdowns of Dolph or Shane, there was no glee in this one. They were a mess, bitter, miserable, and in pain, hating what they were doing the whole time they were doing it. They're lashing out because Bryan has denied them their moment. He's sending them back to the armories they swore they'd never return to. They're out of their minds with pain, totally lost. I think I can read Kevin's lips. It's something like, what do we do now? I almost feel it. It's just like, they're simultaneously less sympathetic because, well, Daniel Bryan, and at an odd level more sympathetic because they seem to be hating themselves much, much more than they hate Daniel Bryan here. But then they do it anyway, going further and further. It's horrible and it's very real. It's brilliant.
It's so good.
I mean, all 3 of these performers are incredible wrestlers, but they're also, like, incredible, like, actors and storytellers. Yeah. I mean, Kevin Owens hilariously already changed his Twitter handle back to Kevin Steen, which is hilarious and brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, he's obviously not really fired. That's not how wrestling works. They're obviously going to have a match at WrestleMania. It's incredible.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. It's too bad that Sami Zayn can't go back even for a moment.
Yeah, he can't change it back to El Generico.
Right?
I mean, he could. Everybody knows.
Yeah, but El Generico's in Mexico running an orphanage. So Sami Zayn can't just be like, I gave my Twitter account over to this dude in Mexico. That would be weird. I actually do really like that they protected El Generico because I think that on some level they were worried that Sami would be fired from WWE at some point, and so they really did protect that so he could return to it. And I think at this point it's just like, yeah, we should just continue to protect it just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah, it's hard because you want to be like, is this best for you? But also, like, I guess we just have to take the words of all of these doctors. And if Brie, his wife, who has a child with him, is the one pushing him to do it, I will always side with Brie. If Brie's fine, I'm fine. If Brie's fine, I'm fine.
There are a lot of things that really make me nervous about it, but again, like, I would rather he be doing it here than be doing it on the indies where no one is gonna keep track of his brain. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
He's gonna be tested every single time he comes backstage. He's gonna get to the gorilla and they're gonna be like, hey, prove to us your brain still works. Like, I've seen some nasty shit happen to people on the indies, and they should have taken time off that they don't, because they don't have to, and they can't. Yeah, exactly. Like, really can't, in a way that people in WWE, like, have the luxury of being forced to take 2 weeks off if you have even the scare of a concussion. Like,
right.
That's protocol that is important for Daniel Bryan. Because clearly, as we can see, he cannot control himself and is gonna do gangbusters, is gonna live the life as the wrestler that he wants to be, and, like, the indies will not check him. They will encourage that kind of stuff, and
because
that's dangerous.
Want to train on his name, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's super dangerous to do that. And, like, if WWE is going to train on his name, at least they're going to keep track of his brain. Like, that's all we can ask for.
And there is, after him, they brought in so many people like Kevin, like Sami, like Adam Cole, like people who are technically very good wrestlers and can do crazy shit in a way that will theoretically be less likely to harm him.
They've hired so many of these people that he's already wrestled a lot of these guys, and they have a feel for each other, even if just like your basis is in this and this was where my basis was. And now years later, I can see how you've improved in this way. And also I'm worried about your brain and I'll take care of you because I've known you for a decade and I like understand that I probably have some similar problems and we can make this work together. I feel like these guys are way more likely to make that kind of thing work with him.
Quick dream match. Daniel Bryan with somebody signed to WWE.
Shinsuke Nakamura. Duh. They used to be roommates.
Bored.
It'll be amazing. They'll just kick each other's faces off.
I obviously just want Miz versus Daniel Bryan.
Well, yeah. So that
culmination of everything.
Daniel Bryan can reclaim his kicks, obviously.
Miz is never going to stop doing that.
Oh, ever. Never,
he should
ever.
never stop doing that.
No, ever, ever. It's so good. It's like how Dolph Ziggler will never stop doing the sweet chin music, even though, like, why are you tuning up the band? This makes no sense.
Just, like, name it something else, like douche kick.
Douche kick? Does he kick him straight in the vagina?
Well, he's a douche and he's kicking. It's the douche kick. Last thoughts about wrestling.
I don't know. It's been a very emotional week.
It has been emotional.
I guess I'm glad it's in a good way. Nobody's dead. Nobody was arrested this week.
This week? Vote in your primaries. You can find us on Twitter. I'm at Stella_Cheeks.
I'm at Urgency.
Follow us on Not Your Demo Pod at twitter.com. At Not Your Demo Pod on twitter.com.
Yeah.
And also email us at notyourdemo@gmail.com.
Yeah. You can, I guess our WordPress is open now, right?
Well, I mean,
it will be. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I'm going to put the episodes there. So yeah, go to WordPress.
Notyourdemo.wordpress?
Notyourdemographic.wordpress.
Okay. All right. I gotta learn that one. I'm so used to the Tumblr one, it's hard for me not to say
It's the same thing. It's just WordPress instead of Tumblr.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a little easier then.
Yeah, it's just the same thing. You can find us on CageSideSeats.com where you should stay and click around and pay Geno's bills with your clicks.
Yeah. You should find us on iTunes and rate, review, and subscribe. We have some reviews in other countries. They take more time to dig up. We will read them later.
I know that they're there. I have to do this dumb algorithm thing and I'm on spring break. I'll figure it out.
Spring break!
Spring break! What do you yell on spring break?
2 words for you. Brie mode!
You would just say Brie mode. You wouldn't yell 2 words for your Brie mode.
Oh, well.
I set it up in a fun way.
Do you want to redo it?
No, I just want everyone to hear your fail at my beautiful transition.
I mean, our ending is 2 words Brie mode.
Yeah, but like, I set it up in a fun way.
All right, well, we're too late into the evening for unexpected fun. I need parameters, okay?
Unexpected fun. 2 words for you. I don't know. I think that cut off weird. I think I accidentally hit the pause button. Whatever. The end is a mess. Bye!